What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus package update, daily news, everything going on here in our country, in Washington, D.C., money, investing, the stock market, the U.S. economy, inflation, pretty much everything you need to know about on a daily basis. Remember, the new videos come out here on our YouTube channel at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. And if you find these videos helpful, don't forget to hit the like button for us down below. Also, make sure to watch all the way to the end of this video to see how states are giving back hundreds of dollars actually to their residents in grocery costs, grocery rebates, and how you could possibly be getting some money back from your state. Make sure to watch all the way to the end of this video. First of all, several different states were hit by one of the largest tornadoes that we have had in many, many years here today. Check this out.
We begin with breaking news. A devastating outbreak of tornadoes pounding several states overnight, leaving dozens of people dead. At the moment, it appears Kentucky was hit the hardest. 4 tornadoes swept through the state, one of which stayed on the ground for 227 miles after touching down. Now, here's what Governor Andy Beshear said less than 2 hours ago.
The city of Mayfield has been devastated. A roof collapse at a candle factory has resulted in mass casualties.
All right, here's a look at where the governor is talking about. Mayfield, Kentucky. It's in the western part of the state. It's got a population of about 10,000 people. The governor believes at least 50 people are dead. That number could rise between 70 and 100 statewide. That candle factory that the governor mentioned, 110 people were inside at the time it was hit. Many people, no doubt, working the second shift there. The governor believes dozens could have perished in that building alone. And take a look at what this tornado did to the area here. We see cars mangled, just tossed around here. Picked up by those strong winds and flung. Other cars you see, they are really just completely together in a mangled pile of metal. Hard to even see exactly what we're looking at here. One of the things that made the storm so dangerous is that the tornadoes hit when it was dark out. And the governor says people were given advanced warning, but also called this a storm unlike anything they've ever seen. Unfortunately, it wasn't just Kentucky. Take a look at the map on your screen. 5 of these states you see on your screen had tornado warnings at some point overnight. And the storm left at least 300,000 homes and businesses across these states without power, a number, by the way, that is still rising. Search and rescue operations have begun and will continue throughout the day. In Edwardsville, Illinois, near St. Louis, storms ripped at least part of a roof off of an Amazon facility, trapping several people inside. Officials have confirmed at least one person has died, and we just got an update from the police chief less than 15 minutes ago.
We had a significant weather event that occurred down in our enterprise zone. One of our Amazon warehouses experienced a major structural damage. We do at this time are able to confirm that we have more than one fatality.
And we're keeping a close eye also on the situation in Arkansas. We know at least one person is dead after a tornado hit a nursing home in that state. At least 5 others were seriously hurt. We are staying on top of this devastating breaking news this morning with NBC News meteorologist Bill Cairns and NBC's Stephanie Stanton. Let's go first to Bill Cairns. Bill, you have the latest on exactly where these tornadoes touched down.
Yeah, good morning. The fact that we're going to compare this to one of the worst tornadoes in U.S. history, that being the tri-state tornado going all the way back in 1925. That tornado is considered the worst one we've ever had, where it killed over 695 people. This one was similar to that one, that it was on the ground for a very long time. I was tracking it on social media for maybe 4.5 hours.
Yeah, so over 70 people are presumed dead, and the winds continued out throughout the whole day here. Here in Ohio, we had strong winds almost the whole day, and wind and rain here. Let me know if you were affected, if you had any friends or family here affected here on our extended family here on YouTube, our community here. Let me know down below in the comments if you were affected or if you had any friends or family affected, down below in the comments, because yeah, it was, as you can see, it affected literally multiple different states and cities, as you can see here. Yeah, it was devastating. And our thoughts and prayers go out to you. Hopefully, everybody is okay. Well, we know everybody isn't okay, but hopefully, everybody watching this and our extended family and friends of family is okay, and hopefully that we can minimize the losses going forward here. So, our thoughts and prayers go out with you. And President Biden is combating the highest inflation in 39 years. You can see the headline here: Congress must pass the $2 trillion spending bill, the Build Back Better Act that President Biden is trying to push here to help lower costs for Americans, which would be lowering the cost of prescription drug prices, lowering the cost of pre K, lowering the cost of childcare, in home care for the elderly, all sorts of different things in this package. And they're calling this a cutting cost package, and adding additional care for the elderly and Medicare, all sorts of different things in this package, as inflation is running at the highest in 39 years. President Biden tried to brush off the government data showing that inflation is the highest in 39 years on Friday, arguing that the declining value of the US dollar means that Congress should pass the $2 trillion social and environmental spending bill. The president said, quote, "For anyone who, like me, is concerned about costs facing American families, passing the Build Back Better Act is the most immediate and direct step we can take to deliver." The CPI shows that goods and services jumps 0.8% from October to November and 6.8% over the last previous 12 months. Yeah. Republicans and centrist Democrats cite soaring costs and the reason not to pump more money into the economy. But Biden argued, quote, "The challenge of high prices underscores the importance that Congress move without delay to pass my Build Back Better plan, which lowers much which lowers how much families pay for health care, prescription drugs, childcare, and more." Moderate senators like Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema, dun, 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 expressed reservations about the bill. Senator Manchin has reportedly told colleagues he doubts it might pass this year. A single Democrat voting no in the Senate can doom the package. Manchin has expressed concern about the bill adding to inflation and has slammed what he has called budget gimmicks to make the cost of new programs seem lower than they are. Senator Manchin said, quote, "The unknown we're facing today is much greater than the need that people believe is in this aspirational bill that we're looking at. And we've got to make sure we get this right. We can't just continue to flood the market as we've done." Manchin said, "When you look at southwestern Virginia and you saw the returns from Southwest Virginia, that's my entire state. So look at these people I talk to all the time." I don't know about that. "And I knew what they were concerned about. They're concerned about inflation. They're concerned about high costs and making it more difficult for them. I think they spoke loud and clear at the voting booth, and I hope that everybody listens." But President Biden argued yesterday that much of inflation was due to blame on the pandemic and supply chain bottlenecks. And he pointed out that gas prices have recently declined. He says, quote, "Half of the price increases in this report are cars and energy costs from November. Since then, we have seen significantly energy price reductions, including gas." White House economic advisor Jared Bernstein said in an interview, quote, "We are doing everything we can to get to the root of this, to ameliorate some of the snarls in the supply chain, to help make sure that American family budgets are able to keep up with these dynamics." Bernstein added the urgency of passing Build Back Better is to absolutely at the top of the president's agenda, in no small part because it directly relieves cost to American working families. Meanwhile, the White House and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen are trying to push back against Republicans, saying to ignore the Republican pushed analysis of Biden's social spending bill. This comes into play where the Republicans' new countermeasure push in the last 48 hours is saying basically that the cost of this bill could be as high as $4.9 trillion if these spending bills, if these programs go on for 10 years or even forever, if they're approved in Congresses in the future. So if these programs don't stop where they're currently intended to stop and they continue to go on for many, many years in the future, which is not where they're currently set to stop at. Here's what White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki had to say about this.
Well, I'll explain.
Okay.
You were talking about.
I need a chalkboard or something.
The CBO the CBO report of the non-existent bill, and you, in explaining why you didn't think it was valid, said that the president would never support extending these programs if they weren't paid for, period. And the reason I'm asking this question is I envision a scenario where in like 2 or 3 years I'm still sitting here, maybe you're not, but a
This is like a real harsh line of questioning.
You might be done with us, but a Biden press secretary is sitting here, and you're trying to extend some element of Build Back Better, because, as we all know, the package is not going to move, or the elements of the package wouldn't all move together in we're just renewing Build Back Better. So I want to be extremely specific. Mm-hmm. If there's an element of Build Back Better that expires, the president will never support renewing that element unless it is fully paid for and deficit neutral.
He wants to. He would only support extending these programs if they were paid for. Period. I'm not going to parse all individual moments, but that is what he has stated publicly. That is his commitment. He is a person who is fiscally responsible, unlike the person who asked for the fake CBO score, and that is his commitment as long as he is president.
So if it's child tax credit or payments for child care comes up, it's expiring, it's on its own. You don't have a way to pay.
I'm not going to get ahead of a hypothetical, but again, what this fake CBO score was about was extending all of the programs that would expire without paying for them. The president would pay for them. There's no bill that exists on this front, and we don't even know what the vehicle would be. But again, the president has been clear about his intention to pay for these programs, and so that's one of the reasons why this is so disingenuous.
Yeah, so you heard her say there that the president wants to, if and when any of these programs are extended in the future, they want to make sure they're paid for so that they keep inflation low, keep inflation down. So we'll have to see if that happens. So previously in the past, programs like the child tax credit were not really paid for. So now they want to make sure they're paid for. So in theory, that would actually lower inflation more so than it has in the past. Now, states are also trying to give back more money to their residents here going forward. Several states are actually stepping up to the plate as well. Check this out here. Okay, number one, the Florida governor is asking the state legislator to spend $1 billion to lower Florida's gas tax. So this is the first state here. This could get rid of or lower the state gas tax by up to 27 cents per gallon. Per gallon here. So the state could spend $1 billion to do this here. So 27 cents per gallon could really add up because it's every single gallon here. And the state would literally or could spend $1 billion and basically give back to their residents here in a way to give back. So again, we want to see more and more states step up, do things like this. $1 billion is no joke. Billion with a B. Let's continue to see more and more states giving back billions, right? Okay, next up is the governor of Virginia, Governor Youngkin, that has planned to repeal the Virginia grocery tax And this is something, again, that now from the state of Virginia. The governor says that repealing the grocery tax, the tax on groceries, could add an extra $165 per year to the average family's budget. Like, it would be $165 less that they would pay in taxes in their groceries. So, again, every little bit counts. Paying less taxes means more money in your pocket. I didn't see an exact figure on how much this would cost the state, but I'm sure it would be many, many millions. I'm not sure if it would be in the billions, but I'm sure it would be at least hundreds of millions of dollars. So, again, just another way a state is giving back. Next up is Kansas Governor Laura Kelly's plan to, quote, axe the food tax. On Monday, Governor Laura Kelly announced her plan to, quote, axe the food tax and eliminate the state's sales tax on food in Kansas, which garnered widespread support from a bipartisan coalition of legislators and advocates and stakeholders groups. Kansas is one of 7 states in the nation that fully taxes groceries, and the state sales tax is 6.5%. So that would literally mean for every $100, you would save $6.5. That adds up really, really quickly, because $6.5 in savings on every $100, you'd be saving money every single time you go to the grocery store. $6.5, $6.5, $6.5, $6.5. That would add up pretty quickly. And again, just another way that these states are trying to give back money directly in your pocket. This article says here that this plan would save families an average of $500 on their grocery bill every single year. Hey, extra $500. It's like a $500 stimulus check, basically. Also, Utah Governor Cox wants to give Utah $160 million in a grocery tax credit. Utah Governor Spencer Cox proposes spending nearly $1 billion on education and $45 million to save the Great Salt Lake. On Tuesday morning, Governor Spencer Cox unveiled a $25 billion state budget proposal. Okay, that's just the state budget. He hoped he would be a great investment in the Utah's future while addressing the COVID pandemic and climate change, and a $400 million to conserve and restore a critical piece of Utah's infrastructure, water. This budget proposal includes tax cuts worth $160 million in what the administration is calling a grocery tax credit to help Utah families with rising food costs. The grocery tax credit, according to Cox, is targeted towards families with low and moderate income households and is an equitable alternative to an income tax reduction or slashing tax on food. Right now, we are seeing rising inflationary pressures, and we believe that a grocery tax credit would do the most for the people who need it the most. Of $160 million price tags, $150 million will go towards households earning less than $100,000 per year. Under his proposal, a single parent earning $20,000 a year or less with 2 children would receive a grocery tax credit of $240, and a family of 8 would potentially get a credit of up to $400. These are literally just the states that I have found recently. I've done several videos of states that are reducing taxes like this here. I'll keep you up to date as I find more and more states on this here on my upcoming videos. Remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Honestly, almost every single state is flush with cash right now from their state budgets and the $350 billion that they got from the third stimulus check package. And they're going to be pretty much distributing this money in the form of state stimulus checks, cash, stimulus programs, and tax reductions or grocery distributions or tax cuts. So I'll keep you up to date here on what your state is doing with this money. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. Join our family of subscribers. If you've ever read our comments down below, you know that we are the closest knit community here on YouTube. We're literally like an extended family. So make sure to subscribe down below. It's free to do so. Literally just click subscribe and then click the bell icon that appears next to the subscribe button to get notification reminders when we go live with new videos, and also help us reach our goal of 400,000 subscribers. We're getting pretty close here. So new videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss any videos at this point. You can also click the share video or the share button down below to share this video with your friends and family. You can click here to watch my newest video next. And this video is about the new Social Security raises to raise Social Security benefits by several $100s per month, in addition to the 5.9% cost of living adjustment coming as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.